Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another Music Lessons 101 guitar lesson. Today I'm going to show you how to play the song Apache by the Ventures, and I'm going to show you kind of a different way. I don't have tabs for you. I'm not going to do the tabs, but this is going to be, even though the song itself is actually not too hard to play, but it's going to be kind of an intermediate lesson. I want to show you kind of how I look at things, and if you follow this, it would actually be of big help to you in your guitar lessons. Okay, so first of all, the way I learned this song, I've loved this song for like the longest time. It reminds me of when I was a kid. We always had this playing on the stereo, or the Ventures, their album Telstar was always really cool. It was cool to listen to. I'm not sure. I think this was probably on there. I don't know, but. So maybe you can learn from this. So I wanted to learn this. So basically I started first by learning the chords. Okay, so that's kind of the key of everything. The chords are like your foundation. Okay, so I'm going to take you through and show you just a quick run through on the chords, so you have that. Okay, and then just see if you can follow along. So the song starts off with this A minor. It starts off with that da 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 da. Then when it gets into the lead, it's da, 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 da. And it's going to go to the D. So it goes to the F and the A minor. And F into the G. Okay, then F. Then C. Then C7. Okay, so that'll get you through the whole chords, and what I would encourage you to do is, get the, you can either use the YouTube video that I did, and first be able to play through, get like a little notepad out, write the chords, and first get all your chords established. Okay, so that's kind of your foundation. That's the first thing that I did when I decided I wanted to learn this, and I very seldom ever look at tabs. Okay, so that's your foundation, is the chords and the little you have your pentatonic and your major scales. I'll show you some of that, but chords are your foundation. Then you have your triads that you have within that song, and you'd be surprised if you think of it this way. You can learn it so much faster. I mean, it's like it's faster, but you have to have the foundation of knowing your chords and your little triads. But this will help you tremendously. Okay, so let's go to what's going on with that little intro lick. So when they do the da, da, okay, so it's going to be right here. If you think, let me show you this. So you have to think of this. Okay, first of all, it's A minor to the D minor. Okay, so you could think of an A minor chord right here. Okay, so it's right out of an A minor chord, but also here's your A minor pentatonic. And this is the box right above it. So right out of the minor pentatonic, or the chord shape. Just kind of a short note on this too, like on this bend here. I kind of did a lousy job on the video I made. The problem is, it's like when you do, if your guitar isn't set up really good, when you push, you, if your action is pretty low, I try to get my action as low as possible, but when I was doing this bend, my strings were bottoming out on these higher frets. I think I need to go back and just kind of take those down just a hair. But this song really puts your guitar to the test. The other thing too that I ran into is when I was doing this bend, you know, this is normally done like on a Jazz Master, but I had to kind of tighten down my my bridge, because I never really noticed it before, but when I was doing this bend, it was kind of pulling this down, making it kind of hard to do. So I ended up putting some extra springs in the back there and tightened it down a little bit. And I don't have quite as much play, but it seems to work. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to leave it that way or not, but yeah, this will put your guitar to the test, especially if you don't have a Jazz Master. But I'm sure that setting up that kind of guitar is probably just as hard. Okay, so anyway, so that first lick right out of the box is just that A minor pentatonic, okay, or an A minor shape. Okay, so you've got that lick, and then you're into the song. Da, 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 da. So then it goes from A minor to D minor, and that's going to be. Okay, and that's kind of, you could look at it this way: A minor, A minor pentatonic scale right here, or an A minor chord. Then when it goes to the D, well, see, this is right off of your D chord, or D major pentatonic. Okay, so I'm just kind of seeing these chord shapes when I'm playing this. And then, of course, back to the A minor. D, and A minor, okay. So that's the first little, or the second little piece that goes into it, so. Okay, then they do the. Okay, so now where does this live? Again, you're thinking A minor pentatonic right here. Here's the second little box. So it's right out of that second box of the A minor pentatonic, or here's an A minor chord. Okay, so. And then it's going to go to the D. Okay, so then you're thinking a D chord. Yeah, let me point this down a little bit more. Okay, so so again, you're thinking D chord. And then this right here is right out of a D minor pentatonic box. Here's the second shape, or second box. So it's just so now when it goes to the D, and then back to the A minor, okay, that's back to the A minor to the D part. So let me just do that whole section for you, okay? So Then it's going to go to the F. So you can look at it this way. If you get an F chord, these are the two notes right out of your F chord. And then it goes to the A minor. So okay, so if you kind of think of it that way, you know, it's really easy to remember. You're not just like, oh, then it goes to these just random notes, okay? So and then the little arrow thing, the kind of like the shooting of the arrow sound that they do. So I just used my pick, and so you can kind of get that. Okay, so you can do that. Then it goes to the F. So these notes are right out of the chord. Okay. You know, this is a technique that, like a lot of, you know, I play a little bit of piano. I mean, I got pretty intermediate. I got pretty much at a pretty good. Well, maybe I wasn't even intermediate, but you know, piano is pretty fascinating. But you know, I got probably good enough at it to be dangerous and you know, and whatnot. But you know, like on piano, when you learn how to play piano, and if you watch piano players, and you know, when they go to play a lead or whatever, take a ride on a song, they're basically playing the chords and just picking out those notes. And you'll find out that probably 80% or 90% of the melodies from songs are actually within the chords. That's why, you know, when you watch all the really super duper good guitar players here on YouTube, you know, go to any really super good player. You know, the Nashville players that they make videos on here. Every one of them will tell you, learn your triads. You know, got to know those chord shapes. You know, your chord tones. That's where it's at. You can't play the pentatonic all day long. It's just not going to fit on every song. Okay, so. But you know, you can mix your pentatonics along with your triads, you know, and your chord tones, and you'll be great. But you know, so and it's easy to remember because then you have your, you know, you're looking for those chord tones within the chords. You know, there's 80 or 90% chance they're going to be there, and then there might be a few, you know, like there's something like that that's not in the major scale, or if you go to a seventh, you know, you're going to flat your seventh. So always kind of keep that in mind. And that's exactly what this is doing here when it goes. Da, 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 da. So look at here. Here's your F chord. Right out of the F chord. Okay, so right out of the A minor. So, and then again, if you think A minor pentatonic, here's that second box. This is the box above it. So that's where it's going to go to the C7th. Okay, let me show you that. So what happens on that C7th? So how I was telling you how it follows the chord. So look, it goes to a C7th. Here's your C major scale. You're thinking of a C chord right here, okay? There's the 7th if you're to play a C7th. There's your 7th. Oops. There's the 7th again. See there, and so it's going to go back to the F. So let me do that slower for you. And then back to that little F thing. Okay, so that'll get you through. Let me see if I can do that whole part slower for you. So, okay, and then it's going to go to that part. Okay, so that I'm just kind of using this is the pick that I'm using. This is one I kind of started using. It's a little bit thicker, you know, but it's the end is kind of rounded off. I seem to get pretty good results with this, and I kind of hold it at an angle. You could probably use like a pointier pick possibly, but you know, a lot of guys do, but I just found that I like to just use the same pick all the time if I can. I don't like switching. It gets me too confused, but that's what's happening there. And again, this is just so again, you're just it's just following the chords. It's right out of the pentatonic. Then when it goes to the D, that's just that note's right out of a D chord. Okay, so oh, that mic is in the way. See, so I'm just I'm kind of keeping my finger grounded on this. I don't know. It's I get the best results on that. And then okay, and then it then it'll do that 3 times, and you can end right there on an A minor. Okay, this last time I was palm muting. Okay, Okay, so you can also do that as well. Okay, so anyways, folks, I know that's kind of a brief lesson on that one, but if you look at it that way, give it a try. You know, learn the chords first, go through what I showed you, and you'll be surprised. It's pretty easy. And then if you approach any of these other songs the same way, you'll find that you learn each time. You know, it's so much better because if you learn tabs, okay, that's cool. You learn the song, but you don't really know anything. You just know notes. Okay, so this is where it's at right here. Okay, learning seeing the shapes, the scales, everything around the melody that you're playing. Okay, so anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support and whatnot. It's like, you know, press the the subscribe button, and hopefully I can keep you interested in watching more of my vids. So have a great day, and we will see you all next time around. Bye bye.